Then gathering the children up in his arms. Hey, how in the world are you? You may see a little sweat on my brow leaking through my shirt. I'm not going to tell all, but it's warming up in Texas. It's warming up in Texas. I wanted to just invite you to a gathering that we're having August 14th and 15th. It's called the Texas Tacos Turnout. There will be tacos next door, Mexican restaurant right there, next door to the 81 Club in Fort Worth, Texas. Starts at 1:30, I believe, there Friday afternoon till about 5 o'clock, and then Saturday about 8:30 through 5 o'clock. It's just a little gathering time for brothers and sisters, just to fellowship, get to know one another, meet some new people. Don Keathley, Bill Vanderbush are going to be speaking. Andrew Maui is going to be presenting his nonprofit. So he'll come to your church, he'll come to a community and equips people to respond to disaster, any kind of disaster. It could be a fire, it could be a flood, tornado. He'll come and get you equipped to respond in a manner that will be helpful. So he's going to be speaking. I'm going to be speaking one time, Saturday after lunch. I'll get the awake crowd. Everybody gets back from lunch. They'll be wide awake and ready to hear. But I'll be speaking once, and I'm going to read a passage that I'm going to be speaking on, unless the Lord changes my mind. But I wanted to share with you my newest book, The Gospel I Grew Up On, and the Gospel I'm Beginning to See. I just want to encourage you, if you have any questions, any concerns about some of what you might have heard growing up, just want to get to know Father better, you want to hear some good news, I would encourage you. Check out my book. You can get it on my website. If you like ebooks, you can get it right there. Download it right there, findingourway.co. If you'd rather have a physical copy, you can click the link on my website describing the ebook. There's a link there that'll take you to books.by to get a physical copy, or you can get a physical copy off of Amazon. Let me just read a couple of the chapters that I talk about. Of course, I talk about the Romans Road, and I talk about being summoned to the courtroom, and how that here in the West we've taken a forensic view of the gospel, in that the law has been broken, and by God, somebody's got to pay. Jesus paid for it, but you will if you don't meet the standard. If you don't meet the terms of salvation. I've heard it talked about as the terms of salvation. That's a couple of chapters. I don't stay long there. Chapter 6, I talk about my brief stint, about 10 years, about a decade. I embraced the idea of Calvinism, summed up in the acronym of TULIP. So I talk about smelling tulip. We're just going to get a sniff of that. It's there. I talk about the last Adam and the lavish gift. I talk about being in love before the fall. I talk about Papa's pleasurable plan, the eternal dance. I won't name them all, but it's right there in my latest book, The Gospel I Grew Up On. So I want to share with you a passage of scripture that I'm planning to preach at the Texas Tacos Conference. I should have opportunity to preach one time. So anyway, it's out of Mark's Gospel, chapter 10. It says this, and I'm reading from the Message translation. I'm just going to read you the passage and very little commentary. I want to whet your appetite. You might want to come hear me speak on this subject. I know you want to come hear Don Keathley, if you know anything about it, and Bill Vanderbush. They're going to be speaking Friday and Saturday. Each of them, there'll be 6 sessions between the two of them. Each of them will get 3 sessions to share what God is sharing with them. So let me read this, Mark 10:13 from the Message Bible. The people brought children to Jesus, hoping he might touch them. The disciples shooed them off. But Jesus was irate and let them know it. Don't push these children away. Don't ever get between them and me. These children are at the very center of life in the kingdom. Mark this: unless you accept God's kingdom in the simplicity of a child, you'll never get in. Then gathering the children up in his arms, he laid his hands of blessing on them. There's a whole lot in that passage, I know. I won't talk much about it there, but religion will shoo you away from the kingdom as little children, coming as a little child, just in the simplicity and dependence of a child. And the disciples was trying to run them off. Y'all get out of here. Jesus got on to them for that. But the little phrase I want to pull out, and hopefully I'll get to develop it at the conference. It's in verse 16. It says, then, talking about Jesus, then gathering the children up in his arms, he laid his hands of blessing on them. I submit to you, that's what happened in the incarnation. He has gathered us up in his arms and laid his hands of blessing on us. So, if you're even thinking about it, might have a little interest, come on to the conference. It's going to be a nice, intimate gathering of the family of God where we can encourage one another. Y'all be blessed.